Morning. It's day 3 of the walk and it's Tuesday the 24th of July. Just leaving Borrowdale Youth Hostel. Nice early start, about 6:30. Let's get going then. Right, well, it's early today. I got up at 5:30, it's now 6:30. Wet afternoon yesterday. And the youth hostel was rammed, and so was the drying room, absolutely chock-a-block. So some of my kit's not dry, but it's raining this morning anyway, so it's Borrowdale, it rains all the time. So yeah, got a big day today, over Greenup Edge to Grasmere, and then up over Grisdale Tarn to Patterdale, and it's probably the hardest day of the whole walk in terms of feet of ascent, although not length. It's about 15-16 miles, maybe 17, depending on which route you take. I'm taking a shortcut straight off the bat to save a mile. About a mile in, up ahead, that's Eagle Crag, this one here, and the path runs in a big arc, gradually ascending round the back of it, so it's quite a good ascent, but there is a sting in the tail. A couple of miles in now. I think the rain's stopped. You can see the mist though. But I'm up out of the heavy vegetation above the intake wall, so the ascent's starting proper now. Took the waterproofs off, sweating too much, and got my shorts on. That's nice, and I think it's going to be wet dry most of the day, but lovely fresh air, cool morning. It's beautiful. That's the way up. Right, let's keep going. That was the sting in the tail. It's a crag right near the top of the valley, and it's steep and slippy rocks because the beck comes down over the path and over the rocks. But it's a nice scramble, and just down there's a group of girls doing the Duke of Edinburgh. So they got up early. They're on the right path to Thurmere, so they're doing well. So yeah, just turn around the last little bit of staircase up here, and I'm on the top of that crag. This is the very top of the crag, right to the highest stone. There we are. That's back down. That's where I've come up. That's back down to Borrowdale, and I think this is the nearest I've ever got to a cloud inversion, where the clouds are in the valleys and only the peaks poke up out of the clouds. I know it's not a real one, it's just mist, but it's good. You can just make out in that gap there, that's Honister Crag. I came over there yesterday, and then to the left it gets a bit thicker. It's over to Bowfell that way. A bit further on, now at this point, by this big cairn and that old iron gate post, you've got a choice of route. You can either go up to the left and along the ridge route, which ends in Helm Crag in the distance there, middle distance, and then down, or you can just go straight down the valley. So I've done that ridge route before, it's really good, and I'm going to Patterdale and not finishing at Grasmere, so I want to crack on. So I'm going down the valley path. About 3 hours in now. Just stopped for a bite to eat and a bit of a rest. Behind me, yeah, you can see Helm Crag, the Lion and the Lamb rocks, just outside Grasmere, so we're almost there. Probably another hour down to there, so that'll be 4 hours, and I'm pleased with that. That's pretty good. Today is 2 ascents and 2 descents, like a big capital M, and they're always hard because when you get halfway through, you've had all the ascent in your lungs and your muscles, and on the descent it's gone right through your ankles and your knees, and you sit down and it's hard to get going again to start another big ascent. So I'm a bit cautious of that, and that's why I started early, and I don't really want to go to Grasmere because that puts another 2 miles on, and that really I remember that from day one. I don't want to do that again. So I'm going to cut the corner and head straight up to Borrowdale Tarn, and hopefully I can do it in 8 hours total. But I started at 6:30, so I've got plenty of spare time up my sleeve. Just taking it easy, looking after my legs, and so far so good. Hey, another footbridge. Simple pleasures, but it makes me happy. Oh, at last, some flat, smooth tarmac. Oh, after about 6 miles or more of scrambling on rough rocks that are wet and slippy, it's nice to just stroll along. Yeah, this is the outside of Grasmere, and over to the left there is a shortcut across. And there's an old youth hostel there, which I think now is privately owned. So I'm going to stop there for fill up my bottles and carry on. Halfway point. 8 miles in, 4 hours, that's good, I'm pleased with that. Especially over that rough terrain. And there behind me there is the onward journey. That white building's a Traveller's Rest pub on the main road. And up in the gap in the hills is where the coast to coast path goes up to Borrowdale Tarn. So onwards and upwards. Up from the main road about half a mile, there's another decision to make about choice of route. You can either go up the left side, up there, which apparently gives you good views back to Grasmere from the top of those crags up there. This mound of land is called the Tongue, and there's also a path around the right side and up, which is not so steep, and it's a little bit easier going, so I'm going to do that. Almost at the top now, looking down towards Grasmere. That's what's left. I made it to Borrowdale Tarn. That was a long pull up the side of the hill there from Grasmere. I'm here now though, and it's all downhill from now till Patterdale. So here's the Tarn. It's completely misty and cloudy here, but there's no wind. so it's quite quiet, and I think I need a bit of a rest, but I'll find somewhere a bit better than this. Right, there's another choice of alternative high level route from here. You've got two options. Up the left, up the zigzags up the side of the hill there, that eventually takes you to Helvellyn, and then you can go along Striding Edge down to Glenridding and then Patterdale, or up the right side up here into the cloud over there, that's St Sunday Crag. I've done both of those and they're both brilliant walks, but not on top of getting up early and coming already about 12 miles from Borrowdale. So I'm well aware that I keep taking the easy option in inverted commas, but trust me, it's not easy when you're up here, so don't think too badly of me. Having my break now at the Brothers Parting Stone, just down from the tarn. It's raining again, drizzle all day really, on and off, on and off. It's very misty where I'm going. It's quite low down there. It's low mist. I wonder how low it's going to be, but I'm glad that I've done all the ascent and it's just descent from now on. So that's good, and I'm looking forward to something to eat. First view of the valley on the way down, underneath the mist, and I think it's blown on a little bit as well. The view back up the valley. And that's down to Patterdale. Right, let's get it going then. Patterdale, I've arrived. Oh, it always feels good to arrive back in Patterdale, and on this occasion even more so. Oh, I'm very pleased with how it's gone today. My boots, my body, my legs, my fitness, everything. I didn't even mind when it rained. So, well, that's my favourite beer garden in the whole world. Maybe later on. One of the reasons I set off early, apart from doing the walk, was to make sure I got here in time before the shop shuts at Patterdale, because it's the only shop today in 16 miles, and tomorrow it's a similar distance, 16 miles or thereabouts, to Shap, and there's no shop on the way either, apart from when I actually reach Shap. So good chance to stock up and have a look around the shop. So today total was 16 miles in 8 hours, just short of 8 hours, so I'm pleased with that, really pleased. My toes seem to be a bit more comfortable today. My legs feel strong, and I'm a bit tired obviously, but other than that it's going well. So yeah, that's the end of day 3. Oh, about a quarter way through the coast to coast.